I'm just going to say it. Nigerians in the diaspora are broke. This unfortunately isn't something that I feel Nigerians or even Africans in general want to be in. It is just as a result of lack of financial education, something that I personally lacked. Now, somebody might watching this video and say, how do you know Nigerians in the diaspora are broke? Because I used to be that Nigerian, and I know that there are a lot of Nigerians in here, in diaspora, that are broke, that are struggling day to day to feed, that are living on paycheck to paycheck, that are living on credit cards, so many things. So this video is not to bash anyone. This video, however, is to help anyone coming in from Africa or from Nigeria tomorrow or today, even as we speak, and just for you to make the better decisions. Like, this is me sharing my mistakes and hoping that you do better with what I've learned. The first thing I'll say when I had first moved to the US is I didn't have financial education, and no one told me, oh, you have to start to read books, or this is what the system is, and this is how to beat the system. The little knowledge I had received, from those very close to me, I don't think it was really drummed in. It was like an advice, oh, do this, do that, But when I moved to the US, I came to the US with one sole purpose, and one sole purpose alone. I said to myself that, I'm coming from somewhere. I see the struggles. I see how hard things are for those back home, and I want to make life easier for my family. That was my purpose. There was no, I don't know what, I wasn't looking to buy a new car, get like the flashy stuff, the materialistic stuff, the trips, all those things that we see on the gram. None of that wasn't on my mind. The only thing that was on my mind was how to make life better for those that I had left back home. And this is different for everybody. Everybody comes to the diaspora, whatever country it is, with a different purpose. Like, there's something that is on your heart that, that pushes you, that propels you to work hard, to be all that you want to be. It can be, you want to get a better education so that you can help those back home get better education. You want to build a business, you want to help family. Like, there's so many reasons why people, come here. There's so many. It can be like your economy back home is messed up. That's a reason. Like, it's a reasonable reason, But my reason was I wanted a better life for my family. I wanted to, be able to support the best way I could. So going forward to my journey in the US, and I'm here, I'm focused on that goal. So first thing I feel, that many times we do is that, because we don't have the financial education, so we come here with the goal of making life better for those back home, but no one teaches you balance. And I start there because that's the foundation for everything. You may have good intentions, but if you don't have balance to everything you do, the scale starts to tilt up and down. So there has to be balance. First thing I would say that makes Nigerians broke is carrying more than they can handle per time. You're not a savior, you're not Jesus, as much as we want to act like we sometimes. You're not Jesus. You can't save everyone. There's only so much that you can do. On the other side, the thing that you can do is create a structure for yourself, create a structure around your finances to say, okay, maybe in a month you're making about 50, and this is a rough estimate. Say you're making about $1,000, every month. You can decide that out of $1,000 every month, you're sending something back home, maybe say 20%, if you want to be very, gracious. But depending on you now, but you should also be creating a structure around how you're managing those resources to where yourself has enough for tomorrow. That's one thing that I didn't do. So I wasn't thinking of investing or saving. I was just thinking of giving. And I was giving to everyone that I could, everyone that said, I was, that's coming. I was really like living my Odogu lifestyle. I was living in the Odogu, but that is one thing I wish someone said to me, like, see, if you do this continuously for a amount of years, you're going to be spent, and when you're done trying to save everybody and you look back, many times there won't be anyone to save you. So, balance, number one. Structure. A structure will do so much for you than you even realize. Like I read somewhere and it said, let every money that comes into your account have a name. And I will tell you there's nothing truer than that. Like, let everything that comes into your account have a name. There are names you should call your money. Are things like rent, your bills, electricity, water, trash, all the stuff. Your investments, your savings, then your givings too. That's a name. Paying yourself, that's a name. All these things should have a name. So I didn't do that, and that kind of created almost like a decline in my finances for a long time. I kept wondering why I wasn't progressing or why I wasn't increasing. It's because if all you do is earn and give it all away without investing, without saving, how do you multiply it? I know that sounds very common sense, but trust me, like, it's not common. Like, if you weren't taught financial education, this thing I just said now would seem very like what she's talking about, but it sounds very simple, but it's very hard to actually put to practice. So for the ones coming here, like, guys, like, please, I know when you come to the US and you've rarely earned back home and you come to the US, the first check you ever receive can be so exciting, and you're just happy. But in all your happiness, like, still create a structure. Don't be stingy, guys. Don't be stingy. Creating a structure around your resources doesn't give you the reason to be stingy. No. Giving is very important. You have to give. It's a two-way chain. But give and also create a structure to where you are investing and saving. In that way, you keep the chain, or you keep that river flowing, so more are coming in as small leaf, more are coming in as small leaf. I wish I really did more back in Nigeria, which it's it's not entirely my fault, because see, I didn't know. If I knew, I probably would have done. But nonetheless, I didn't really hear money being spoken about, and it is not for this is a lot of Nigerians. Like, we see people making money, but many times, like, it's not really, nobody really sits you down and says, oh, this is what to do with your money. Or in schools around the world, which makes no sense to me, but in many schools, and I'm talking about Nigeria now, in schools in Nigeria, I am so mad that many times, we are taught things like Pythagoras theorem. I keep wondering, like, who Pythagoras theorem help? Like, who exactly is it helping? Like, that period in class that we were using to learn further maths, why wasn't, like, something about financial education just put in there? Because the best time to get a child is when they are small, like when they are young, like you get them like this. But instead, we're made to learn things that nobody really uses now. And I know they say, oh, no education is lost. I'm sorry, y'all, but like, I just turned 30, but like, I've still not used Pythagoras. I don't think I'm ever going to use Pythagoras theorem. I may be wrong, but I may be using it now, but I don't think so. I don't think that like the amount of time we spent learning those subjects, I don't feel like we're maximizing it enough as maybe they have planned. I know when I was in college, I think we only had one entrepreneurship class, and the way the way schools are structured back home, it's almost like you're going to school to pass an exam. It's not like you're going to school to learn, or grasp actually the knowledge of what you're being taught. And I feel that now it's actually time to start reading, to make a switch or to make a change for your life, and not to read to pass an exam. There's no exam here to pass right now. You're trying to save yourself from from failure. You're trying to save yourself from the hustle and the bustle. So one thing I wish I had done was to start to read, read books at financial books, because there is so many books at our disposal. Like there are so many books at our disposal, just so many. All you have to do is Google, go to thrift stores all around. If you live in the US, then there's a lot of thrift stores where you can get books for really cheap. There's Goodwill and the likes. Go to these stores, go to their shelves. There's so many books, guys. You don't have to break the bank to buy a book now. If your audiobooks are your thing, then do audiobooks. I love a good paperback, but the goal is to read. It doesn't matter what format is best to you, but read. So reading these books will start to do the mind shift, create the change in your mind that you didn't know all along. Because if you spend 2 years of your time in the diaspora and you don't even know a thing about financial education, you're going to end up working and basically have nothing to show for it. And we don't want that to happen. So please, guys, start to read. You're looking at reading books revolving around taxes. Over here, taxes are a big deal. You're looking at reading books revolving around housing, real estate. You're reading books about credit cards. Like there's so many books that will give you the information that you didn't know. Because one thing you have to realize is that you're in a new continent now. Like the way you may have operated in your continent and here sometimes there's a very good divide. There's a very good difference between them. So reading, guys, read as many books as you can. Watch as many videos that revolve around the finances, money, how to invest, save, and just the likes. It's very important, guys. Very important. The third thing that I probably would have done more was ask more questions. Ask more questions, guys. Like there's so many questions to ask, and just network. So I feel like as a Nigerians, like I love to be around Nigerians. Like I love my people so much. But one thing you must realize is that you're in a different place and there are rules that govern this land, and you need to know the people that have lived here longer, that know more. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to mix the crowd. I'm beginning to understand like not everybody must love jollof rice. Not everybody must love like a good egusi soup. Like it's fine. Like I don't love some kind of foods. I'm not gonna list names here, but it's just the reality of it. If I don't love every culture's food, why should I expect them to love mine? And why should that be the reason or the basis to which I integrate with them or to which I relate with them? So spend time networking, spend time mixing with other races and other cultures, and just ask good questions. Like ask questions, especially regarding finances. Like ask those questions. Sometimes It may make you look stupid. It may make you look like you don't know anything, but it's fine, be a fool for a good minute, and, at some point, you keep asking these questions, you're going to be wise at some point. You're going to be the one showing people the way, like I'm telling you today. There are so many benefits at work. Sometimes some jobs will give you benefits like what they call 401k is a retirement account where the company really matches whatever amount you're putting, and they kind of put that in the market, and over the years it grows, and by the time you're in retirement age, if you wait that long, you can start to be really set up when you're old. But sometimes we start a job, and many times the job may not really explicitly like explain or break down what the 401k is to you. But once you as a Nigerian just hears, okay, so we're going to be taking this amount of money from your account every time you're getting paid. Once we hear that they're taking any money from the account, your immediate response is no. Understandably so, because you don't know why you should be losing any more money. You already have to pay taxes, so like, auntie, why are you taking more money again? But it's not going to be explained to you. I know I made a mistake of refusing 401ks a lot earlier when I started working, just because I didn't understand the whole concept of it. I just felt like, why are you taking my money from my account? Like, at this point, like, okay, I retire. Who told you I want to work at 65? But nobody told me that you can always, move 401ks, you can roll over. There's so many things you can do with your 401k, but no one said that to me. So I made the mistake. But I'm telling you now, when you start a job, if you're being offered those benefits of, say, 401k, health insurance, please maximize it. Take it. Take it. You can always stop it when you want, if you feel that this is not useful for you. But at the time when you're first starting or growing out in your financial education stage, I will tell you for free, this is very important. Like, you need to have those tax retirement accounts. You have your Roth IRA, you have your 401k, you have your insurance. All these are things that a job will give you. So if you ever come in contact with all those opportunities, please take them. Also, if you've been here for a very long time and probably all these things I'm saying is sounding like to you, it's fine. We all learn every day. I'll say this though. Forgive yourself for the mistakes. You didn't know. I believe that if you know, you do better, but you didn't know. You're not private to all this information. Even every day, I still learn so many things, and I'm like, wow. The best time to start is today, is now. We have been yesterday, but now you're here today. Let's start now. Start now to learn all that you have to. Start now to, push yourself to be the best that you can. Start now to decide for yourself that I don't want to be in this rat race. I don't want to continue in this hustle and bustle culture. I want to be a blessing, and I want to be blessed, and the only way I can do that is to make sure that I have my finances in order. So forgive yourself and just let it go, and start to do a deep dive into like a lot of education, financial education. I'm going to be talking a lot more on the things that I did, the things that I do now to get myself up out of the hustle and bustle, because I'm still growing and there's still so much that I'm learning about myself, about my resources, and about how to best, manage what God has blessed me with. So don't forget to subscribe, guys. We're going to be talking about this, a lot of stuff concerning finances, especially for those in the diaspora. Also, I'll say this. Always, start to invest early. If you are in the US, start to invest early. There are so many accounts that help with investing. They would help you invest in stocks, in bonds. They'll do it for you basically. And there's just so much you can get in, so much you can grow, in a couple of years. There are so many accounts. I know there's Fidelity Investments. I use Acorns right now because it's just an automatic thing for me. It makes my life easy. I don't feel it, but I know it's growing. I will put a link down in my description box below for what I use. You can use it. If there's any questions, reach me in the comment section below. But we have to grow. There is so much that we can be. There's so much I know that God wants to do with us, but I know God would use us better from a place of wealth. So guys, we've come to the end of today's video. If there's any questions, let me know in the comment section below. If there's any videos you would like to see in particular, also you can reach me in the comment section below. You can follow my other pages, All Shades of Chantel, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, Threads also. And till next time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video. God bless you and have a blessed day. Bye.